Hello, good morning, traders. Welcome to the market call for today, the 12th of September, 2024. It's amazing to have you here. My name is Abigail, and I'm going to be taking us through commodity currency pairs. Could you just leave an emoji for me in the chat box so that I know you can hear me clearly and see my screen as well? Good morning, Adi. Good morning, Idimatch. I'm still learning how to pronounce his name, and I'll get it. I think I did better than the last time, though. Did I? Good morning, Samuel. All right. Good morning, Samuel. Good morning, everybody online. Ola, Daniel. I see everyone. Good morning. Again, welcome, 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 welcome. All right. So as I earlier stated, we'll be looking at these pairs which we analyzed on Tuesday. So far, so good. Our analysis has been playing out. On AUD/USD, remember we marked out certain levels on the AUD/USD pair that we said we're seeing price trading into. Right? Marked out our trend and said price was going to trade in here and then start to buy, which is what it did. So for the first entry on AUD/USD kicked me out, then I entered again and was able to take out a little. So this trend line held, except price traded a bit lower. It came all the way down here as well before it now eventually went back up. I would say this was a clean sweep of liquidity. I wanted to take this out first before it now continued. But our analysis was spot on. I still see AUD/USD to the upside based off what we're saying indicator-wise. Give me a second while I try to drag this thing. It's blocking my view. What is this? All right, so hold on, sorry. All right, sorry about that. I had to fix something, but I'm back on now. So H4 time frame, let's just do a quick analysis from the top again. H4 overall bullish, minor structures coming to the downside. We predicted the down movement to sell into our premium levels on the 1 hour time frame, which it did. As at Tuesday, we said, okay, it has done all the reversals. We're expecting price to now start to buy from the 1 hour POI marked out. Price is currently here. I see AUD/USD buying from where it currently is to at least this level. All right, to at least this level. So if you're catching anything from here, you can take what you want to. It's about 60 something pips, right? 60 something pips so far. If you're able to join the buy move earlier on, if you did not join the buy move, you just wait for retracement first before you now continue to take the final lap up. When price gets here, it cannot decide to do whatever. Either it continues buying, breaks above this, and trade all the way above to take out all of this liquidity that we see by the side, or the momentum pushes it down and it just continues to sell, thereby forming a new structure on the 4 hour time frame. So on the 5 minute time frame, now I'm just going to mark out even more specific levels that I'm going to be looking out, and then that will now give me a clearer picture of what the 1 hour time frame will most likely do. So the first part that I'm marking out is yesterday's high, and then I'm going to go ahead and mark out the day before yesterday's high, and then yesterday's low, day before yesterday's low. So due to that, even on the 5 minute time frame, the bullish move is way clearer. So price came, broke above this level, broke above, came back to retest our yesterday's high, it tested our day before yesterday's high, and it's currently buying. Give another temporary reversal back into momentum, but now all the indicators on the 5 minute time frame are pointing upward, right? So I still see AUD/USD buying to the momentum first. When it gets here, then I can now decide to either keep looking for buy positions or wait to see what price does at this zone. Either it breaks above, gives me a retest, and more bullish buyers continue riding AU to the upside, or it doesn't, finds resistance at this level here, and then starts to form structures to downside. So overall, my bias on AUD/USD is to the upside for this session, maybe even moving into the next session, which is the New York session. I'm bullish on AU. For NZD/USD, NZD/USD now, remember we said that even in as much as it was bullish, there was still more room. So on the 1 hour time frame, right, we said there was still more room for it to come down here first. So price did all of these, came so close to the trend and then started to push upward. So from where price currently is now, I'm seeing it do one final lap here, and then maybe when it eventually gets here, finding this resistance zone that will now become support, take out all of the liquidities that we see in here. This will now be the final push that now pushes AUD/USD, NZD/USD all the way to the upside. Overall trend, which is the red line you see here, is up. All our indicators are pointing upward. Even our structure, looking at our structure, except for those who look at microstructure to see how price took out this level, right? But for looking at indicators, this is still bullish. Reversal has happened. However, on the 1 hour time frame, I still see more room for NZD/USD to pull lower first before it now continues buying. So I'm going to be watching NZD/USD closely. There's a lot of horizontal lines on my chart. Okay, it's not here. I was going to delete them from the 1 hour time frame so I don't confuse everyone. So NZD/USD on a 5-minute time frame, marking out yesterday's high first, followed by yesterday's low, which is right here. What I'm seeing on the 5-minute time frame is that NZD/USD is also getting ready for its own buy. So is there a possibility that it's going to eventually go down there to retest that trend on the 1 hour that we spoke about before it continues the bullish move? How would we know? From where price currently is now, if it buys all the way in here, finds resistance at this point and drops, the most likely area it's going to is all the way down here. If it breaks above this level and comes here, another resistance waiting for it, it should push price down. Pushes price down, comes back, retest, break, it's going to be coming all the way down here. We go back to the 1 hour time frame and try to mark out where that trend line is. I'm going to delete all the other horizontal lines. These were from past analysis that we did on Tuesday. So let me delete all others and leave just this, right? So we're saying NZD/USD will most likely come here. In a 5-minute time frame, where is that horizontal line? Can we see it here? No, we can't. And it's fully zoomed out. So I'm saying short term, this is where NZD/USD most likely find support from. And if it breaks below this level, where it is going to, is going all the way down here. So you can see it on the 1 hour time frame. This is where we said NU might find support on the 5-minute time frame, but if it breaks below this level, it's going to trade in here and then to the upside. So I'm also bullish on NZD/USD, expecting temporal sales back into a very good level that we now want to start buying from, in sync with our trend and our H4 overall bias. Please let me know if we're together so far. Are we together so far? All right, thank you. Mr. Roland, good morning. Okay, so for USD card now, USD card H4, we've been bearish for a while. One of my colleagues took all of, we've been overall bearish, but I have a colleague who was riding these buys, the reversal. I have another who took the sell all the way from this point downward. And that's how interesting trading is. Someone took the sell all the way from this point and is still holding. And then based off our own analysis on, I think last week Thursday, that we said we're expecting buys back into certain levels before we continue the bearish move. Some of us have been buying USD card, right? So overall, we're bearish, expecting reversals because, of course, the market is not just going to keep tanking in a straight line. It's going to form lower lows and lower highs, right? Similar global, yes. So on the H1, right, price is now here. It has traded back into momentum. I see one final lap into the trend. Does this, then we'll now continue the overall 4-hour trend that we see, which is down here. So just like I did on the other pairs, before I go down there, let me delete all of these horizontal lines. The reason I keep deleting these lines is not because they are no longer valid, but because I know that the indicator has a lot of lines already, for lack of a better word. I wouldn't want to join extra that will now make you that will drain. What am I looking at? So I'm just going to take this out. So we're bearish H4 1 hour time frame. We said we're going to be buying short term into where this trend. We're going to keep watching. Two things will happen where price currently is. It's either it breaks below these indicators and retest and just start selling from where it currently is, or it gives us that final lap upward. So for those of you who have been catching the reversal trades from here, you can still hold. There's enough room. Let's see what happens here. But if you were not able to enter the buys, just wait. Don't jump into the buy at this point because that's done a lot already. So with that being said, I'm going to be marking out the exact same levels that I just did on the other pairs. First one being yesterday's low. Second one, okay, so day before yesterday's low, day before yesterday's high, all marked out. Look at what the indicators are doing on the 5-minute time frame. They are all facing downwards, looking like the bearish momentum must resume. But I'm not going to jump into USD card sell until I see it take out these two levels that should serve as support. And they are not much. I won't be doing too much waiting. It's just what 10 to 15 pips. So I'm going to be waiting to see if it's able to break below these levels, give me proper retest, proper structure, proper entry criteria met, then I might start selling USD CAD from where price currently is. However, if it doesn't and just starts to reform or rearrange itself, then I see a final lap of USD CAD into this level. Of course, some of us do not have these indicators, so I expect that what you're doing is taking notes of the levels where you see that I mark those points out, and then reanalyze with your own strategy, fine tune, you see entries, you take advantage of them, right? Okay, we're going to be having this session actually today with our FS Bootcamp students. We're going to be teaching indicators today. So if you're somebody who would like to learn how I use the strategy, you can do well, join the class. And we're going to cover this particular aspect. The other parts have been covered, started on Monday, but you can join today and then watch the other sessions at your own time. All right, so that's pretty much it for AU and USD CAD. Shortly, we're going to have the Mola Global come on board, and it's going to be looking at NAS 100 and US 30. So stick around. But before I go, I would like to ask if there are questions regarding the pair we're looking at, which are AU, NU, and USD CAD. I highlighted those pairs because, you know, by now I think I see a lot of familiar names here. So we know that we analyze certain pairs on certain days. So if you have questions on these pairs, let me know. If not, we're going to go on a very short break and be back shortly to continue the rest of today's analysis with indices. Okay, so I'm going to take this as no questions. I hope this was helpful at least to somebody to serve as an extra bias in your own analysis if you're looking at these pairs as well. We're going to be going on a short break. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. And as my boss would always say, cheers and God bless.
Good morning and welcome back, everyone. Good morning to you all. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Please help me confirm if you can hear me and if you can see me. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? Awesome. Thank you, Christian Odinaka. And quickly, we'll be going to the chat. This morning, we'll be analyzing our indices, asset classes, S&P 500, yes 30, and NAS 100. That's the NASDAQ, right? So right about now, we're just going to go into the chat and then see what we are having for today. Hopefully, the market should give us something nice. All right. Give me a sec while I load my trading view chart. Oh, nice. Okay. Awesome. So on the daily time frame, we're expecting price to start buying from a point from our fair value gap. That's 4 hours. We're going to look at that shortly, but let's just start with our narrative from the daily time frame. We'll see prices currently at this fair value gap, and I'm personally waiting to see the reaction around this zone. Also, I'm waiting to see the reaction around this zone such that if for any reason price rejects around there, we are heading for this next area of interest. Ultimately, for this one to be cleared, our high to be cleared, right? Our previous all-time high to be cleared. So this buy that happened, we've been expecting it for a while now, although expected it to buy from this zone, which was violated. Then it gets to our 4-hour zone, which price just gave us, I think, probably 10 to 15 pip gap before it reversed from our exact zone, right? Let me show us what I'm trying to say. We had this area marked out on 4 hours time frame for a buy. Personally, I wasn't able to take this trade because this happened yesterday night. Right, we're expecting price to tap into this zone, right? And then look at probably 15 to 10 pips, and then we saw that rejection to the upside. Apparently, price started pushing to the upside, which is quite normal. It's what it is. So what am I waiting for? Most likely, if for this structure point has been broken off, this one here that has been broken off. Excuse me. I'll wait for price to either come to this zone to continue the buy, either it tap into this zone, this fair value gap to continue the buy, or just beneath here. This is looking quite juicy. So I'm going to engage here probably 50% of this fair value gap for price to continue pushing to the upside. For price to continue pushing to the upside for a buy. However, my concern still remains that on 4 hours time frame, the structure is looking very bearish. If you look at structure from 4-hour time frame, you see that price has been creating multiple higher highs and lower highs and lower lows to the downside, right? And also, even on 1 hour, this has also been the case. It's just that now that we have a break of this first level, right? A break of this last lower high that was formed. So we're expecting price to create a higher low now that probably will tap into this zone or any of these zones to continue pushing price to the upside. So even the buy position or buy direction of this market is not really clear for now. As per what we are seeing on daily is different from what is happening on 4 hours. That alignment is not yet properly formed, right? So what we can do is to just see how this market is going to react from this zone. And then if we're going to have a rejection off of these levels, off of any of these levels, then we're going to continue pushing into the upside. Where do I see the markets going or aiming for? At least first target will be this zone here. This zone for immediate target, right? Where the ultimate target will be this fair value gap above. That will be our second area of interest because we have fair value gaps in that zone. Yes, on 8 hours, you have fair value gaps all across that zone. So that will be my second area of interest. If we should look at this chart, right, you see that we have something like a diagonal liquidity resting across board. Have a kind of a diagonal liquidity resting across board. Yeah, this place and also this third point, right? So we expect that probably price is going to sweep across this diagonal liquidity and then continue to the downside. Or if it forms a proper what's it called now, bullish candle, it closes above this properly. We had a rejection that was last week from a level we wanted to buy from, but it just tested that zone and then closed beneath it. If we see a proper candle closure above this zone, then we expected to just retest and continue to this direction, right? So, but if we don't see that, if it's just a weak rejection, probably price with this zone and then close beneath this trend line, then we might begin to prepare for a sell to the downside, right? So that is what I'm looking out for today on NAS 100. The daily is still not very clear as what we are having is we are currently in this zone of what's it called now? This area of fair value gap. Market has sold off before. Is this looking like a retest to cover this? That's a question I am asking myself, been asking myself since price refused to break this level, right? If price refused to continue the direction, that's a question I've been trying to answer since on Monday. However, even on 4 hours, it's the bullish side of things is also clear because we saw that price was going to reject from here and although it didn't tap into it, but we just saw that almost a test of that zone. So it can be that price will most likely also just tap into the zone and continue to clear this diagonal liquidity. That's a possibility, right? Another possibility is selling into even this zone and then begin to turn to the downside to continue the original direction that we have, right? So let's take a look quickly at US30 to see if there's any opportunity to trade there, any opportunity to buy the market. All right, we have several diagonal liquidity resting across board here. Several diagonal liquidity resting across board. And then what am I seeing again? Most likely price might want to tap into this other block and then continue its direction to the upside, right? So price might want to tap into this other block and push to the upside. If we are familiar with the box strategy, we see that we can apply the box strategy to this place. Here being a sweep of this previous low, and then want this bullish candle to break this high, right? This high or any of this high that created the low, most especially this, right? So something like this. Okay. Let me do it again. Having something like this, and then price came. Want to see something that breaks above here. right? Then we'll now expect price to come to this zone from which we continue moving to the upside. Some people create passive model, some people create head and shoulder. You just have to understand the logic behind it so that you can engage it properly, right? So I see that happening on Dow Jones plus US 30. It happened on US 30. So, and where will be our take profit? Ultimately, most likely it will be the previous high that was formed, the all-time high that we have. So that will most likely be our take profit. Let's look on daily time frame if there's anything that might negate this. Okay, nothing really serious that might negate this analysis, right? So, and let's use what's it called, Fib, using Fibonacci to confirm it, the movement. Okay, if we see that rejection from 38.2, we expect it that it's going to even if this bullish move is ready to start, then even 0.0 will be like the first take profit. We should be expecting minus 38.2 level to be like our second take profit, because once we see rejection of these kind of levels, we should expect that they're going to their continuation is going to be very powerful, right? So that's one thing we should expect for US 30 on intraday basis. Is there any opportunity for intraday? Of course, this is looking good for intraday. So if for any reason we see that break of structure happen, we have IFVG already here, we have other block, we have two areas we can engage. Either want to buy from this other block, or you want to just, your first entry will be on this IFVG, right? Once we see that break of structure happen, then you come to 1 hour, then you can put a pending order on this other block, or you buy from this IFVG. So if you are having two area of interest, what you want to do is divide your risks into two and then spread it across board for each of these positions, so that you can, for anyone that you know, that price start moving from, if for any reason price starts into this IFVG and then starts pushing to the upside, you won't miss out of the trade entirely. So you can do that as well. That is what I'll be looking out for on intraday basis. However, like I mentioned, I want to see that break of structure happen properly, and then we see markets coming back into these zones. So for S&P 500, let's look quickly if there's any opportunity on S&P 500. Any opportunity so far on S&P 500. S&P 500 is also in this fair value gap zone. We want to see how it's going to react. Probably it's going to react off 50% of this fair value gap. Fair value gap is quite wide. You might want to see a reaction of 50% of the fair value gap, or interesting, might not even see it, might not even see it, might see a sharp break across board because of this is it double top or so. Price might just break above it and then continue moving to the upside, because with our fib extension from this zone, okay, price also rejected from 38.2 zone, right? So might see that push to the upside from this zone. Let's look at intraday basis. Is there any opportunity for intraday analysis? Intraday analysis. Of course, there is. There is something we can do. He's also looking choosy, right? However, I want to take trade from the other block for this. In this case, I want to take trade for the other from the other block. But you have to be sure about this. Although price has broken the old structure, right? Price has given us that break of market structure that we're looking for on from NAS, or using NAS or US30. We've seen that happen on S&P 500. So we can as well. The question now is, will price retest this zone to continue? If price retest this zone and continue, it doesn't even get to our other block POI. So I might want to just keep this and then be looking this side by side with US30. Yes, looking at this side by side with US30, because if when US30 tap into this zone, you might not see that exact extension into this order block on S&P 500, right? So US30 might just do this, and then because it's still close to area of interest, this, and then boom to the upside. And S&P 500, we can just see like something like this on S&P 500, right? Instead of what you're looking for, something like this. So price might not come all the way down to S&P 500, or we can be on the outlook and then look up and be watching how they're going to react differently in the market. All right, guys. So that will be the end of today's analysis on US30, NAS, and S&P 500. If you have a question, if you have any inquiry, any thing you want us to look at concerning this asset class, this is a good time to type your question in the chat box. I'll be waiting for our responses so that we can ask our question in the chat box. If you have any question whatsoever concerning the analysis in US30 and NAS 100 and S&P 500, please we can ask our question now. We can ask all of our question now. Can ask a question now. And if this analysis was valuable to you, you understood it, of course, please let us know in the chat box, right? If you have any contrary analysis to it, of course, let us know too. This is a commentary. We're also looking at the market with an objective eye. So let us know in the chat box, was this valuable? Let me know, please. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm waiting for us so that we can call it a day for this London session market color. All right. Thank you so much, Adi. I think that's what I needed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, we'll be reconvening at 3 p.m. for the New York market color session, where we look at what the market has done, and then we'll see if there was any alignment with what we analyzed now, and also look at for other opportunities for tomorrow and into next week. All right, guys, I'll do it to always invite people to this market color, and as also you can also help us and tell us what you want us to do to improve the quality of our service and delivery in the market color. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. I wish you all a profitable trading. Cheers and God bless.